All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Magic 95.9, it's your man Konan, and of course, the legendary Freddie Jackson in the building. How you doing, sir?
Konan, it's been quite a little while, huh?
Right, it has been.
Yes,
it has
been quite a little while, but I'm good.
So this is what I'm going to do. On this show, I'm going to have the Freddie Jackson takeover.
Okay.
So before we start, think about some of your favorite artists. Think about some of the icons that influenced you. Think about some
love
of the
me.
things. Yeah. So we're going to play your music. We're going to play their music. But
Okay.
I want to take them back to the beginning
Oh, yeah, let's go.
of Freddie Jackson. Before all of this, first of all, I started in radio in 85.
Okay.
So Rock Me Tonight.
84. Was it 84?
Yeah, that was my song in 85 when I got on the radio.
I know that's right.
You know?
I know that's right.
And I started thinking about all the things that you've gone through and all the stuff that you've seen change in the music industry. So that's why I wanted to start from the beginning.
Let's start from the beginning.
All right. So one of the things that I did find out about you is that you were in gospel.
No, it didn't.
You didn't do any gospel? You started at the church?
Oh, you mean talking about recording?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you gonna get me kicked out of the church. Hallelujah. Yes, Lord, pastor, I hope my pastor didn't hear that.
Right.
I paid my tithes.
Uh-huh.
I started off singing in the church. I was a church soloist every single Sunday. I got him paid on Sunday.
Right.
Freddie Jackson go sing, you know?
Okay.
Screaming, hollering, crying. Now it's time to take up an offering. I grew up in Harlem singing in the Mount Nebo Baptist Church as a kid in the Ever Ready choir. I was Ever Ready Freddie.
Okay,
Choir.
Ever Ready Freddie.
Ever Ready Freddie in the choir and singing little Humble Me, Oh Lord, you know. And after that, I was like, I kind of like this. And then I was getting paid. He was giving me money. Oh, you sound so good today. I'm like, I'm going to get paid when I get old, you know. But
Right.
yes, grew up in the church singing and, you know, and then into high school and then to talent shows. And some got called in to do some recording sessions by a young lady named by the name of Tawatha Aji from the group M2 Made Juicy Fruit. And after that, people started hearing me, and I started taking off. And then I met Miss Melba Moore.
So when did the bug bite you to be in the industry, though? When did it hit you like, you know what? I can do this as a career.
When I got that first check.
Was that when you were doing backup singing with Melba Moore?
When I was doing backup work, yes, for Harry Belafonte.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my first kind of gig was singing for Mr. Belafonte.
Okay.
One of the Day-O boys. It's a day, it's a day, it's a day, it's a day-O. And
I remember that.
Yeah, I went on the road with him for a little while, and I sang background on an album. And he picked me out and says, I think I could use that guy. So I went out with him, and then, of course, I'm like, this is nice money. And I quit my job as a word processor. I was working as a word processor. Asked me about a computer today, I could not tell you.
Right.
I became a star and said, I don't need these things anymore. But, with Miss Harry Belafonte, and then right after that, I did gigs with Miss Angela Bofill on the road with her.
Her voice is so strong.
It's an incredible voice, a voice that cannot be matched today. It's
Right.
Just unique. She has back in the day, people had a uniqueness. Now everybody has a set sound.
Right.
Like
I was going to get to that, so you jumping ahead on me.
See, I'm radio.
Okay.
But she was just an incredible person, Latino woman that just knew what she wanted to do and how to deliver. And then I met Miss Melba Moore, and I went on the road with her. And then they put me in the studio to record the Capitol Records Rock Me Tonight.
The legendary Freddie Jackson. As a matter of fact,
I was afraid of that word years ago.
Why?
I don't know, because I guess I was starting out and I was young and all cute and stuff like that. Don't be calling me legendary, but now I'm like, yes, I'm legendary.
Well, after all these number one hits, as a matter of fact, so I'm going to jump right into this because after all your number one hits, you started in the 70s, and in 91,
yes,
you had 2 number one singles on the
You have done your homework. I used to have
the
to tell people
Billboard chart
that.
at the
I used to
same
have
time.
to tell people that. And here you are knowing. Now you done took my... See, people always try to take my stuff. You know, I love you for knowing that because it's history. You
Exactly.
know, it really is. Someone had not done that since Dinah Washington, you know, and then
Right.
here I come along and I did it. So yeah, I was doing some stuff, some brand new stuff when Rock Me Today came out.
Do Me Again and Love Me Down. Those are both number one singles at
Was
the
it
same
those
time.
two, or was it
on
just a little bit more and Nice and Slow?
No, in 91, it was
Well,
on the Billboard
educate
singles
me.
chart.
Oh, well, thank you. Listen, sometimes we forget. When you have so many, sometimes you just forget.
Exactly. So listen, in the industry, of course, you coming up in the 70s, there were a lot of powerful groups during the 70s.
Sure.
And they were all good singers. They were not studio singers. They were flat out performers. Who was one of those people that you looked up to that really influenced you to be Freddie Jackson and
Of
just have your
course,
own
Mr.
sound?
Luther Vandross. Of course, you had Luther. You had David Peaston.
Oh,
We all
right.
remember David Peaston.
Yes, yes.
You had David Peaston. I love that man's voice. Of course, the great Mr. Peebo Bryson.
Mm-hmm.
And then my buddy there is my buddy to this day, Mr. Jeffrey Osborne. You had Mr. Glenn Jones.
Wow.
Glenn Jones, I sang background on his first hit, Show Me. Show me.
Okay.
That's me singing. And as a matter of fact, when I was in the studio recording the background part, he walked in the studio and said, "Who's that cat singing that song like that?" So we laugh about it every time we see each other.
One of the things I used to do, as a matter of fact, I would fake sleep in the car when we pulled up to the house so my dad could carry me in the house.
Oh, man, now that's another song. Now, you're going to make me go home and write another song. That's a beautiful sentiment. It really is. And especially with little boys and their fathers, you know, that type of hold is incredible because a lot of guys don't get that closeness with their dad.
Right.
You know, I know some people that don't know that closeness. They just know the harsh part of being a son to their father, you know, but they don't know the gentleness that comes with it. And a lot of guys miss that.
Well, my dad was military, but in the Army. But my dad was a hard dad, and my oldest brother said something to me one day that made me think.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Have you ever noticed Dad never said I love you? Dad don't hug, and this, that, and the other."
Mm-hmm.
So I ran the house one day because I went away to play ball in California.
Okay.
I came back home. I came back to Maryland.
Right.
I ran the house, hugged him, and kissed him.
Oh,
and he looked at me.
What are you doing? You know you're not supposed to be doing this.
He looked at me, turned
Boy,
around,
you
and
better
walked
check
in the
yourself.
kitchen.
What you doing?
Right.
But you just needed that. You needed to do that, and I bet he needed it at the same time. But although it wasn't for him, I bet you it did a world of good for him, though.
That's what my
I
oldest
bet
brother
you-
said.
Yep.
It said
And your brother on
it
the same
changed the
page.
way. Yep.
Yes, that's right.
That he looked at
Some
us.
people don't show that emotion. They feel it, but they
Mhm.
can't show it.
Right. So one of your favorite moments, because I know you met all of your icons, I'm sure. So Luther, what was one of the favorite moments with Luther? Or if
Oh,
you
man. I was nominated for a Grammy Award.
did.
And I'm in California in my hotel, and a knock on my door, and I opened up the door, and it was Luther Vandross standing there.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember it. I was like, whoa. I said, Luther. He says, yes. He says, I just wanted to come by and to congratulate you on your nomination and give you this card. I said, oh, thank you so much. I said, would you like to come in? He says, no. I don't want to come in. He says, I just want to, let you know that I've been watching you and just say, break a leg. I said, thank you. He says, no, I mean really break your legs.
Because you were coming. You
he
the
was
charts.
like, I've had enough of you. I've had enough of you. He said, no, really, break your legs.
See,
And we laughed about it, and from at that point, Luther and I became friends. Everybody would make it seem like it's a Thriller in Manila with us, but Luther was like, you sell albums, I'm going to sell albums. They want to know if I sold 1,000,000, you sold 1,000,000, so this works out good for us. And I miss him dearly together because I need another record here. So
Right.
Luther, why'd you leave me back here like this? You know, I want to dance with you too now. But but we were friends. I used to go to his house and he used to tell me, get up off my sofa, Freddie. They'll be sitting on my Italian sofa. We used to make fun. We
Wow.
used to have arguments at parties, and people were like, oh, they really hate each other. But
Right.
we would go in the corner and say, did you see her face? Did you see? And one time, it was a special moment. We was at the Sugar Bar, which is Ashford and Simpson's club in New York City.
Uh-huh.
And they had just performed at Radio City Music Hall. And then they had the after party at their club. And Luther and I were standing in the middle of the floor with all these people around her. And so we just started singing each other's songs to each other.
Oh,
He started
wow.
singing Jam Tonight, and I started singing Never Too Much, Never Too Much, Never Too Much. And then he would sing, I sing something. And then when I hit, I am not meant to be alone. And he says, okay, that's where we stop this right now. But people were standing around.
That had to be
like,
amazing.
oh my God, do you see the both of them? They're like giving, but we laughed it off and we had a good time. He says, this will never happen again.
My favorite Luther song is "A House Is Not a Home."
Oh yes, incredible. That is just so well put together, magic.
Mm-hmm.
Every time you hear it, you have to sing it and love it. It's like a
Absolutely.
fairy tale. It's like a fairy tale come true. That's what it is.
So, did you ever anticipate your career doing what it has and to span so many decades? Because R&B music now needs artists like yourself and a lot of the old school
And
artists to
Luther,
come back because
I agree with
it's
you.
not singing anymore, it's studio.
You must have been at the last interview that I just did because I talked about that. It's not singing. What we were called crooners. They're not crooners anymore.
Right.
They're singers. They're singing and singing excellent. They're singing good. But a crooner is someone who creates this magic around the song through the definition of the tone,
Mm-hmm.
your tone, through the breath, through the air, all of the stuff that makes you like Nat King Cole and Sam Cooke, the magic in the moves, the magic in that's the word, the magic that makes you a crooner. Not just the belting of it. It's about making the song melt in your mouth,
Wow.
not in your hand.
Right. Now, you mentioned some names that my dad used to tell me, just like when boxing was on, my dad would say, yeah, y'all like Muhammad Ali, he's good. But wasn't no Joe Louis like the Brown, wasn't nobody like the Brown Bomber, wasn't nobody like,
I hit it.
and he started naming all these people.
Right.
But you said Sam Cooke and Nat King Cole.
Yes, sir.
Nat King Cole right now still has one of the biggest Christmas songs every year.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
My mother used to
Come
play
on.
Nat King
I
Cole.
recorded this song and I thought about it on my Christmas album. I recorded it, but while I was singing it, I was thinking of Nat King Cole.
Really?
Yeah, but of course you can't sing that song and not think of Nat King Cole. You can't have a Christmas without really hearing Nat. You can hear all different versions of I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas. But it's something about when you play Nat King Cole, that song, you feel like it's Christmas.
Right.
You really do. When you hear those strings come in, you just want to hug somebody and say Merry Christmas. I mean, you just
That's
go
right.
way
That's right.
back. I'm trying to tell you, and it's real. On that Christmas album, a lot of people don't know about my Christmas album. I also wrote the title of the song, One Wish, that Miss Whitney Houston recorded. And she entitled her album, the song that I wrote with the Gordon Chambers to Barry Eastman, One Wish. Beautiful Christmas song.
Wow.
Yeah. See, I've got hidden gems.
There you go.
Freddie Jackson, that a lot of people just don't know about. I was talking, there's different facets to Freddie Jackson, the writing side as well as the recording side. But she heard the song, heard my album, and she says, and she was finished with her album. But they said, but we need one more song. And she heard the song. She says, I'm going to re-record Freddie Jackson's record. And I said, please do.
So the royalties can come on
Please
over
do.
here.
So I look forward to Christmas and One Wish and Freddie Jackson and Whitney Houston.
Right. One of the things that you just said, Kathy Hughes told me one time, she said from every now and then, everybody has to remind people of what they have done.
Yes.
She said every
It's
now and
true.
then she wants to remind people of what she's accomplished.
And it's not being conceited.
It's not.
Sometimes you just got to say, let me refresh your memory.
Right.
Because in this industry, people have the tendency to think that if you don't have a record out right for a couple of years, that is that. But let me remind you, my body of work, if I never make another album again, you can pick and choose songs off of albums that weren't the singles, and I could have a whole nother 2 or 3 albums.
Right.
So
Right.
my body of work is living for itself right now, and I don't want it to live after me. I want it to live while I'm here.
That's right. And you still eating. One of the things I want to.
Yes, I may not look like it, but I am.
Oh no. You are. So R&B music now. How do you feel about the music that is coming out now? I mean, whether it's R&B or rap, because some of this music now, I mean, there's no substance to me.
Well, I think it's substance with what's going on in the world today.
Okay.
See, years ago, we needed music that fit our soul, because today I don't think it's about fitting your soul. It's about just
Y'all had love music though.
Yeah, and see, people are not making love music anymore. You see,
They still making love.
if that's what you call it. I think they're just getting it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's why the music is just.
They need
getting
a spoon, They you knock upside the head. That's not making love. Slow down, girl. Slow down.
Right.
But the times have just changed. People want things so fast, and now people want the love song to move fast. Where it was gentle before,
Mm-hmm.
and it caressed your mind, and it caressed you, and made you think about wanting to be with someone. Now it's just kind of a little mundane, but I'm digging where it's fitting in today's realm of things right now. Some
Okay.
of it I like. I gotta kind of pick through it.
Okay. All right.
I gotta pick through it, and then I gotta kind of listen to it a little longer, because years ago you knew exactly at the early part of the song what the name of the song was.
Right.
And you got it. Now you gotta kind of like decipher through the song and say, "Oh, that's the name of the song, and that's what this is about." We just usually get to the point
Right.
with the
exactly.
music, but that's because the times have changed now, and the rhythm of making love has changed. People used to take their time wanting to make love. Actually,
That ain't in a rush because
They
they
wanted-
got to go somewhere.
they gotta get on their cell phone. They want to make love on this while they on the
Right.
cell phone. Could you put that phone down?
Right.
I'm serious. That's
If you
type-
watch families now at dinner out at a restaurant, they all
no,
sit with
everybody.
their
I
phone in
saw
hand.
the whole family sit down. They sat them down, and everybody reached for their cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
No one communicated. I saw 2 people having beautiful lady and her boyfriend, I guess, or whomever. They walked in, sat down, and both of them reached for their cell phone. And
Oh,
before
wow.
talking, that's what it's about. Before it was romantic, it was romance,
Communication.
communication, the glazing into each other's eyes, not walking into a restaurant and sticking a cell phone in each other's face saying, "See."
Right.
That's the conversation, and that's what's missing right now, and it makes it harder for the music to stick because there's no conversation anymore.
Okay. Well, look. I know we have to get ready to go. I appreciate you coming and taking over, but I
I'm
have
not leaving. Don't be rushing me. Now that you invited me, I'm staying.
Okay.
And you,
I have to ask
and you go love me.
Of course. So this this pandemic,
Yes.
a lot of us saw it shut down the world. So we thought at radio that radio could be hitting to an end. So how did you feel about the music industry at that time? Because everything stopped. I mean, performances stopped.
I stopped. Music just, it was just a glimpse. It was just quiet. People were nervous. I was nervous. I used to talk to Stephanie Mills all week long, and we were like, Freddie, what are we going to do here? We were just singing to each other over the phone. We had nobody else to sing to.
Right.
She was like, Freddie, you sound good. I'm like, you sound good too. We became each other's audience,
Wow.
because we had nothing. And radio was kind of like in a lull at the same time, and they were doing the best that they can to keep the music going because people needed to be entertained. People can't go out to shows, and it was harder for us even when it started up again. Because people were afraid, and we were able to go into the theaters, but they were behind masks. We can't hear how they're feeling or see the expressions on their face. So sometimes we would feel like, oh, we're bombing tonight. They don't love us. And talking about clap your hands and say, yeah, you better not scream when you're sitting next to me with a mask on. So it was a really hard thing. It made you sometimes maybe doubt yourself worth and who you were. It was really hard. Actually, it's still hard, still gearing up to this because 2 years of just shutting down when you on a roll.
Right.
Now it's like taking baby steps again because it all has changed, So the pandemic, when it came in, it was hard. Actually, not so much I can say that I've done the right things for keeping myself afloat.
Right.
But that's all right because I'm older now. There's a lot of things that I used to have that I don't need. So I'm good. I was good with that.
Okay.
But it's just a matter of fact, mentally, mind over matter. You're like, I'm not made to be sitting here alone or without what I love to do. And, some people didn't make it, and some people haven't gotten over it at the same time. But that's when some good prayer and God comes in and say, I'm going to be all right.
There you go. There you go. My mom always reminds me God is in charge.
Prayer changes things. I know it.
So, well, one of the things I want to do is wish you continued success. I'm happy to see that you're still doing your thing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
I greatly appreciate you stopping by and taking over the show.
Love. Radio is still my love. Some people say radio, you don't want this radio. But to me, it's got to be radio. That's what I make music for radio, so that you can send my heart out to other people.
Well, we appreciate you. We love you. And one of the things we understand is that free radio is always going to be around because nobody wants to add another bill to their monthly.
That's why I tune in.
I appreciate
With
you.
all I got, I still tune in.
All right, y'all. Freddie Jackson. Oh, how can people follow you real quick before we go?
I'm on every site.
FreddieJackson.com. Okay.
You can just call me. Call me.
All right. There
I'm
you
being
go.
sexy. Call me.
Freddie Jackson, right here on Magic 95.9. Thank you.
It's all good, man.
All right.
All right.